Your world, your news. This is 69 News Berks Edition, live at 5:30.
This traffic stop, caught on camera, has landed a Reading police officer on the other side of the law. Now the DA says Officer Jesus Santiago de Jesus is facing charges. Good evening once again. I'm Rob Vaughn.
And I'm Wendy Davis. That officer is on administrative leave. He's accused of attacking a woman and trying to destroy the cell phone she was using to record him.
This all happened last month on Greenwich Street in Reading. Ryan Hughes is live there now. And Ryan, you spoke to the victims today.
That's right, Rob, and that driver tells me she was treated like a criminal and spent 3 days in jail. This is where that traffic stop happened, and surveillance cameras were rolling in the block the entire time. Now the victim says she's happy her record is cleared and the officer is the one facing charges.
Park already.
You were driving. You don't have a valid driver's license.
It's all right.
This is a cell phone video investigators say a Reading police officer tried to destroy after pulling a car over in the city for no apparent reason.
I'm using my phone to record them because this is my proof that I'm right. This is my proof.
Marcelina Cintron Garcia and her boyfriend Joel Rodriguez were stopped in the 800 block of Greenwich Street last month. Officer Jesus Santiago de Jesus claims they were not using a turn signal.
We have overwhelming video evidence that, in fact, they used a turn signal.
The incident was captured on a nearby surveillance camera.
And what's the problem with you giving me your information?
I don't know, because you stopped.
And the couple's cell phones were recording. Cintron Garcia tells us she admitted she does not have a license, but they were ordered to sit down, and that's when things started to escalate.
He punched me a couple of times and threw the phone in the floor.
Cintron Garcia had to get staples in her head after falling on a pipe, and she spent 3 days in jail. The district attorney says the officer tried to destroy the evidence and turned a situation punishable by a citation into a felony arrest.
This interaction between police and citizen was escalated by the police behavior.
Santiago de Jesus has been with the department nearly 4 years. Now he's charged with official oppression, tampering with evidence, and lying to authorities.
I feel happy that justice, they making justice. Justice has been served.
And that officer was disciplined in January for a similar situation, knocking a cell phone to the ground after someone was recording him. Now, after these new charges, he is on administrative leave, and we're told he is set to turn himself in tomorrow morning. We are live tonight in Reading. Ryan Hughes, 69 News.
Ryan, thanks. The troubles just seem to continue for this officer. Officer Santiago de Jesus was also involved in a high-profile shooting, and he is facing a federal lawsuit over that. Last summer, the officer shot 2 teenagers following a low-speed police chase that ended in Lower Alsace Township. The shooting was ruled justified. There's still no word on what prompted that police chase. One of the victims, Raheen Kelly, is suing the officer and the Reading Police Department. Kelly claims the officer shot him 4 times for no reason.
Well, changes are coming to the top of the Reading Police Department. This is the acting chief's last day. And on Monday, 69 News has learned the mayor will ask City Council to consider appointing Andres Dominguez as the city's new chief. He's a Reading native and a veteran of the Secret Service. WFMZ's Amanda Van Allen is live on the 69 News Sky Deck in Reading with more. Amanda.
Yeah, well, Wendy, good evening. The acting chief is taking a new job, but Reading's mayor isn't wasting any time filling his seat. Just moments ago, the city council agenda came out for Monday's meeting, and on it is a resolution to appoint Andre Dominguez as the new acting chief in Reading with a proposed salary of $105,000. On Monday night, Reading City Council will consider appointing Andre Dominguez Jr. as Reading's next police chief. Mayor Wally Scott first mentioned him for the post in January. The Reading Police Department is looking for a new chief now that acting chief Madison Winchester has been named chief of the Cumru Township Police Department. He starts his new job Monday after 18 years with the Reading Police Department.
It's something I've been working for.
Berks County District Attorney John Adams says his move is a huge blow to the city.
We believed he was a great leader and would have done a great job if he would have continued as chief.
The DA says the Reading Police Department will need to make some changes.
I think that the only way to adapt a police force that is very young is to have a lot of training. And this department will need to participate in a lot of training in order to gain some hands-on experience through the classroom.
Several other high-ranking officers won't be continuing with the force after 2016. Former Chief Bill Heim retired in February. Lieutenant Bruce Montanaro retired earlier this month after 22 years of service. And Captain Jeffrey Parr and Captain Damon Clark, both with decades of experience, are also set to retire this year.
It is concerning because there's nothing, you can't replace experience.
And again, Mayor Wally Scott plans to submit approval for Andre Dominguez as Reading's new police chief. He also plans to appoint a new managing director, a discussion that was tabled at last week's meeting. We are live right now on the 69 News Skydeck. Amanda Van Allen, 69 News.
All right, thanks, Amanda. We will continue to post the latest developments involving the Reading Police Department's search for a new chief online. Just go to WFMZ.com for that. More than 4 million U.S. workers are now eligible for overtime pay. The White House issued new rules today. Employers must now pay overtime to workers who make a salary of less than $913 per week. The administration says the new rules will help restore the middle class. Some businesses are blasting the move. They say it's too drastic. The change will go into effect, though, on December 1st.
Well, the Pennsylvania Game Commission says it supports expanding hunting on Sundays. Commission members testified before state lawmakers today. The commission says expanding Sunday hunting would cause more hunters to buy licenses, and that would bring in more revenue for the state. Currently, hunting on Sundays is only permitted for certain animals. The Game Commission also says it's seeking an increase for license fees. All right, let's get a look at the drive home in Berks County now. For that, we're going to head up to Jeff Bolden. He's in the traffic center.
So far, so good for this afternoon's rush hour. We're not seeing any accidents slowing down your journey. Actually seeing lots of green on all of the Berks County roads. You do have your slowdown to 22 because of the traffic light at Route 73. That gets busy in both directions, but other than that, things moving along in very good shape, local and major roads. No accidents on Route 222. Here it is getting past 183 in very good shape, and travel on 183. Also an accident-free ride. Same here on Route 422. Also on 176. We don't have any accidents on routes 12 or 61 local roads. Also checking in without any incidents to slow down the journey so far this evening. Travel on 78 looks good. Travel on the Turnpike looks good. And heading from Berks County into the Lehigh Valley. Once you're there, no accidents in the Lehigh Valley on 22 or on 78. Don't get stuck in another traffic jam. Download the 69 News Traffic app. I'm Jeff Bolden in the 69 News Traffic Center.
Thank you, Jeff.
Thanks, Jeff. A new spot for nature lovers is now being built in Berks County.
Officials are breaking ground on an environmental center in Angelica Park. We'll tell you when it'll be done and what visitors can expect.
And a local high school student is slicing and dicing his way to the top. He's taking over the kitchen and serving dinner at a restaurant in Reading tonight. We'll tell you why, and we'll have more on the menu.
If these walls could talk, and here you can see right through them, they would have some interesting stories from more than 250 years ago. I'm Karen Millett, and we'll take you on a tour around George Taylor's house here in Catasauqua in tonight's One Tank Trip.
All right, thanks, Karen. Take a look here. Still plenty of clouds around 62 degrees, a little breeze out of the north. Pressure right now, 30.10 inches. Take a look at what we've got here. You can clearly see showers drifting through our area. Some additional back in Lancaster County, moving into Berks County. More details, extended forecast coming up.
And a Reading High School student is taking over the kitchen at the Doubletree Hotel tonight. How about that? Carlos Uliario is whipping up dinner at the hotel's restaurant Cheers. He's studying culinary arts at the Reading Muhlenberg Career and Technology Center. The money raised at the dinner tonight will help fund his trip to a national cooking competition. Diners are in for a treat tonight.
It's gonna be coconut and saffron rice with flank steak and mojito sauce with a mango salsa and shrimp skewers.
Oh my, Carlos, you can cook for me anytime. Yeah. Also on the menu, chicken scampi. And anyone can attend tonight, but hurry, the fundraiser runs until 7. So get a move on.
Oh, sounds fantastic.
Doesn't it? Yep. Well, you can walk right into a piece of the past in Lehigh County. The George Taylor House is a National Historic Landmark. It's in Catasauqua.
WFMZ's Karen Millette takes us on a tour of his home and tells us why his signature is so famous.
A few spots under John Hancock, you'll find George Taylor, his signature from almost 240 years ago, one of the signers of the Declaration of Independence. This is where he lived. George Taylor's summer home on more than 330 acres in what is now known as Catasauqua, a two-story Georgian with an attic.
Some of the glass up there you'll see is original.
It's still here, and you can look around.
The woodwork, the floors, the stairs that you tread on are the same ones that George tread on.
In 1736, George immigrated to the American colonies from Northern Ireland and within years became a successful ironmaster.
It says GT 1768.
He was prominent in politics but only got to sign the Declaration of Independence really by accident when one of the members of Congress declined to sign.
There were still a lot of people that were loyal to the king. And so he was kind of an alternate, I would guess. And he supported the war, and he became a signer.
And they were literally putting their life on the line when they did it. If they failed, they were traitors. They were going to be hung, they were going to be executed, they were going to be imprisoned for life.
Fittingly, here in the master bedroom, you'll find a copy of the Declaration of Independence on George's desk, and you'll be able to find his signature right there. And then on the way out, you'll get your own mini version to take home. Souvenir.
Oh, they're thrilled. They think it's the greatest thing in the world. Even though the print is so small, you can barely read it.
There was a lot to put down on paper. Beyond the politics, the signers were men with families who lived in a not-so-convenient time.
The saying, sleep tight, kind of originates from this, because every night you had to tighten it so that the bed would not sag.
No, if these walls could talk, some of the stories with a hint of scandal.
After his wife died, he went on to have 5 more children with his housekeeper, Naomi.
Tidbits of his life you'll learn along the way. At its core, it's a house built on the promise of the American dream. George died penniless in 1781, giving everything to the cause, sadly never seeing those dreams become reality. Walking through the house that George built on a one-tank trip to Catasauqua, Karen Millette, 69 News.
All right, a check on the forecast.
Here's Ed Hannah.
It's great to see you. This month is cruising right along here. If you kind of flip-flop April and May, it definitely is feeling cooler and damper and kind of wetter than what you would expect in May. It's feeling more like April. We always say April showers bring May flowers. 63, that's full 10 degrees shy of what the normal high should be. The low, though, not too far from what's normal, a couple of degrees off. Of course, the records for today, nowhere close to that. So this is where we are, 62 degrees. We've had some sprinkles, some showers around during the afternoon hours, and I think as we go through the evening, keep a couple showers in the forecast. I don't think it's going to be like heavy downpours for hours, not going to be that, but I think certainly keeping the umbrella handy wouldn't be a bad idea. 73, the normal daytime high, and so while we're going to next few days creep closer to that, all of a sudden we take that one step back Saturday with some rain, periods of rain the way it looks. In fact, clouds could thicken up already Friday night, and then temperatures really drop back, and then most of next week we're struggling just to get temperatures like really close to normal, but I think then we start to really increase. It does look like a pretty nice warming trend continues. If it verifies, it looks like it should get by Wednesday, Thursday, Friday close to the 80-degree mark. We'll certainly watch that and keep you posted on all that. For now, you clearly see what's going on to our west, southwest. There are showers, and these are close enough. Now, you know, we were talking about this yesterday. We saw all of that shower activity, all that rain that was back in Indiana, Kentucky, Illinois, that was way back towards south and southwest, and essentially looked like it was just headed our way. Question was how much of it would make it here. This is what's left of what you've got, and you can clearly see we've got a stalled frontal boundary off to the south, but you certainly got this shower activity drifting through the area. So keep the umbrella handy. I think the opportunity certainly there, you can see the bulk of the moisture there, that system circulating off the eastern seaboard. By 7 a.m. tomorrow morning, may have some patchy clouds. Still have to allow for something around tomorrow, whether it's a shower or a thunderstorm. Otherwise, I think most of tomorrow's not raining, but I think think we could have a shower or thunderstorm around. Friday looks like the best day of the next 5 to 6 days. Then a pretty significant system approaches on Saturday. So let's be clear. The track of this storm is going to be very, very important. Shifts just a little bit to the south. We could get not a whole lot of activity. Shifts a little bit further to the north. We could end up with some of the heavier rain. So we've got to watch where the circulation passes. It's going to be very important. We'll really determine our forecast as far as the weekend. 48, partly to mostly cloudy. Shower or two around. 71 degrees. Clouds break for some sun. Again, allowing for a shower or thunderstorm. Most likely afternoon into the evening, especially north and west. Variable winds 4 to 8 miles an hour. Other than that, Friday, 75 degrees, I think mid-70s. Going to be talking about Saturday, 61 degrees. Could have clouds thickening up Friday night. Saturday, periods of rain. Some of it could be heavy at times. The exact track and speed, intensity of that system is going to be important. But right now, it does look like a wet day with periods of rain and drizzle. Sunday could be a shower or thunderstorm around. As we get into Monday, I think dry to start, but could be some showers developing Monday night, perhaps some showers on Tuesday. Warming trend looks to get underway next Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So have a good night. Updates 10 o'clock. Enjoy your evening.
All right, very good. Thanks, Ed.
Thanks, Ed. We'll be right back. At a special competition in Ottolani Township, everyone is a champion. Big style torch to the finish line at Schuylkill Valley High School. Students with special needs competed in athletic events like a track race and softball throw. Dozens of students and teachers and staff members turned out to watch the athletes. EMS workers are getting a big thank you for their life-saving work. Reading Hospital hosted a barbecue today for the first responders. EMS workers ate lunch, played games, and they got gifts as well. Today's celebration comes during National EMS Week.
Well, officials are turning a gray day into a green day in Reading. They broke ground on a new environmental center in Angelica Park. Once it's complete, the Nature Place Center will be open to the public. Visitors will be able to attend classes and take part in programs to learn more about local wildlife. Officials say the Nature Center is expected to be up and running by next spring. The Berks County Baseball Championship is up for grabs tonight.
Dan will have more on the big game coming up next in Berks Sports. Time for a look at Berks Sports.
Here's Dan.
Thank you, Wendy and Rob. One of the marquee dates on the spring sports calendar has arrived. The Berks County Baseball Championship is on the line at First Energy Stadium tonight. Defending champion Governor Mifflin takes on Exeter in a battle of Berks 1 heavyweights. The teams split their regular season encounters. The Mustangs have carried a chip on their shoulders all season long. The roster went through a lot of turnover coming into the year, but here they are, fourth-seeded Mifflin, defending their crown, far from a rebuilding campaign.
We had a lot of momentum and motivation going into the season, saying, we lost a lot of players and, don't know if we're going to have the same team, but, we were building off each other, and I think that's what came into play and got a great win.
Sixth-seeded Exeter is playing for a county baseball championship for the first time since 2005. The Eagles savoring the chance to not only bring home long-awaited hardware, but get some vengeance on their division rival. Exeter lost to Mifflin in the Berks semis last year, something the Eagles haven't forgotten.
Mifflin, we want them back. The semifinal last year, that hurt us a lot, but we want them bad. It would be a great game. We've been waiting for this day for I don't even know how long, but that's all we've been waiting for since the beginning of the season. That's our goal.
First pitch is in just a few minutes at the ballpark. Full highlights tonight at 10:30. Now, I love a good fish fry, a little tartar sauce. Yeah. The Phillies look to serve one up today. Marlin on the menu, rubber game at Citizens Bank Park. Fanatic cuffing Miami ace Jose Fernandez for stealing his keys. You can't do that, Fernandez. Come on. The key to this game, third inning. Phillies down 2-0 when the frame started. Andres Blanco strikes again, rips a double down the right field line. David Lowe, come on down, cuts the deficit in half. Two batters later, sacks full for Cameron Rupp and the former Fightin' Phil. Hill gives Philadelphia the lead with a 2-run single to center. Caps off a big 3-run third. 8th inning, a little insurance courtesy of the Rule 5 pick Tyler Goodell. His first big league home run. Solo shot makes it 4-2. Jeremy Hellickson threw 6 innings of 2-run ball. Fish fried 4-2. So the Phillies are in a first-place tie with Washington, if you can believe it, atop the NL East. Now, a Phillies bullpen that has been outstanding this year is expected to get another solid arm soon. Left-hander Mario Hollins is continuing his rehab assignment with Reading. The southpaw underwent Tommy John surgery last April, missing all of last season. Hollins has already made 3 rehab appearances in Clearwater and is due to join the big club early next month. Meanwhile, Hollins joins the Fightin' Phils in Bowie tonight. Reading hammered the Bay Sox 9-1 in the series opener yesterday. Ricardo Pinto gets the ball this evening, looking to deliver another series win. And finally, Reading United on the road for the second round of the U.S. Open Cup tonight. United AC visiting Chattanooga, a team with a large crowd, which should make this one a tough test. But Reading is confident heading in, especially after a pair of wins to open the season last week.
We have a lot of pace up top. We have pace in the middle. We have guys that possess the ball well, and we have very solid defenders. I don't know much about Chattanooga, but I can tell you that this team is going out there to do our best, and we'll see what happens there.
And we'll have a final score from that game tonight at 10:30. But Rob and Wendy, your Phillies, mid-May, a share of first place.
First place.
Unbelievable.
Yep.
Yes, very exciting.
Yeah, good stuff. We savor it while it lasts, right?
Exactly,
All right.
exactly.
Thanks, Dan. There's more to come on the regional edition of 69 News.
Former pro wrestler Jimmy Superfly Snuka was back in Lehigh County Court today. Details on the hearing next.
And plans to build a multi-million-dollar garage are moving forward in Bethlehem, but not everyone's on board.
And chaos on the campaign trail. Party leaders are speaking out about the violence at the Democratic convention in Nevada over the weekend. Those stories and more next.